Welcome to the newly refurbished 1888 building. This building serves as a place for graduate students to study, to socialize, and to speak with the GSA, the Graduate Students Association. I'll just take you on a quick tour around some of our facilities. First up, we have the central study area, which includes a number of desks for quiet study. It also includes single-use lockers that you can just tap on with your student card and store your belongings for the day, and a student lounge with a beautiful view of the Ross McKee courtyard. Next up, we have the lift, which will take you to all corners of the 1888 building, from the ground floor to the first floor to the beautiful loft and the turrets. Right next to the lift, we have the reception desk, where a beautiful smiling face will greet you at any time between 9 and 5, Monday to Friday. Next up on the tour is the absolutely stunning Griffin Gallery, which is a relatively large event space which can be used for grad groups or university functions. Check out the stained glass windows at the back, they are beautiful. Up on the first floor, the first thing you'll see are bookable meeting rooms. These will allow graduate students to book for a couple of hours and do group work surrounded by beautiful environments. Let's check out the loft. Up in the loft, we have a beautiful, quiet study space. This space includes a kitchenette and also a couple of meeting rooms for students to study in the turrets of the building, which have a beautiful view of the 1888 courtyard. Let's have a look at some of the other spaces. As we walk along the corridors to the east wing, you'll see a number of lockers scattered around the building. Along the eastern hallway, you'll see a number of tenured study spaces. These spaces are designed for research students who can book them for up to 6 months if they just need a quiet place to do their work or write up their thesis. In the eastern wing, we also have a number of quiet study spaces, as well as a kitchenette. On the ground floor of the eastern wing is the Eastern Graduate Study Lounge. This space is perfect if you want to be a little bit louder than you can in those study rooms. Along the ground floor of the eastern wing, there are a number of meeting rooms, which students can use in an impromptu fashion. Just knock on the door and make sure no one's in there. As we leave the ground floor of the eastern wing, we'll enter into the Ross McKee courtyard with a beautiful tree in the center. This is a great place to have lunch or to meet with your friends. The western courtyard is a beautiful space surrounded by the arches of the 1888 building. Bordering on the new student precinct, it'll also have a cafe and a retail space, so it's a perfect place to meet with your friends or have some lunch or do some quiet study. The western wing of the 1888 building is not a place where the students will typically find themselves. It's more of a place for the GSA staff to do their work. However, there are a couple of student amenities, which I'll show you now. The family room is a perfect place for students with children to get some quiet study done while their children are as loud as they'd usually like to be. There are a number of toys and puzzles to keep your children's minds occupied while you keep your mind occupied. And that takes us to the end of the tour. Here we have the main entrance to the 1888 building again. Feel free to come and check it out for yourself. Cheers.